the modern day social climate, like the modern day social world. Everything since has changed in the last 3 years. I'm sure you noticed this. It's like really challenging to meet people. Things have changed. People are stuck inside of their heads. A lot of people don't go out of the house. There's the whole vibe of people socially has changed. Romantic partnerships have changed online with online dating. I'm just going to talk about the whole thing, how to navigate that. Because I feel like all this, so everybody put a 2 into the chat, right? I'm assuming you, fellas and ladies have been practicing social skills for a while. So everybody that put a 2 into the chat, you definitely have seen the climate change. You definitely have seen the change happen within society. And I want to give you it's almost like a video game, new downloadable content package to upgrade your social skills for 2023. People, as you know, are losing the ability to communicate with each other. I was watching an interview, and maybe I'll play it here. I was watching an interview that talked about on CNN. It was literally came out like 2 weeks ago. And they were saying in the last few years, the vibe between men and women is greater than ever. A lot of guys are not finishing school. They're dropping out of college. They're staying home. They're playing video games. They're saying, why am I going to even pursue anything if I feel like I don't make enough money? Maybe money is the most important thing to people to have a social life. And then a lot more women are going to school and finishing their college and university, and they're becoming incredibly educated. And they're saying, I only want to hang around people that have the same amount of education as me. And also because over the last few years, you might not have even went to school. You might have finished your I don't know. Does anybody here on this chat finish their graduation? Like had a graduation over Zoom? Anybody have that? Just like show of hands. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like it's crazy. Some people had that. And then some people also stay home and they just work on Zoom or they don't go out, right? So it's pretty wild. It's like, how do you meet strangers? And I've been really feeling like the skill of having social interactions is going to be more important than ever. Let me explain this to you. So basically, like, imagine that you can get hired for a job. Now, everybody has the same skills on paper, but what adds value to the company? It's going to be the person that has the ability to then go and bring in more clients and has those face-to-face skills and those conversion skills and those skills of persuasion and influence. So all that is going to be more important than what kind of degree you have. Well, degree is going to be important, but it's going to add to an extra layer of that because you're able to relate to people, and that token is going to be a lost art. And so I think you're all in the best place right now because you're all learning how to do that. And there's a lot of people that won't know how. They won't even have that skill. You know, it's crazy. I had a live program. I had a live program about a year and a half ago. And there was this kid, okay, and I call him a kid because I'm in Canada. But in the States, I know it's like 21 for those of you who are in the States. I had this kid, he was 20, he's in Canada. And this kid's like, we're like, yeah, you know, when you go to the bar and like you buy somebody a drink and like you get shot down. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, you know, go to the bar and you dance with somebody and like you're dancing with them and like you're kind of awkward the way you're dancing and you don't know, you're kind of like uncomfortable, but you figure it out and you dance anyways. He's like, huh? What are you talking about? Buy somebody a drink? Go try to dance? Go behind? He's like, what? And then I was like, how old are you? And he's like, I'm like 19. And I was like, oh, he's 20. I was like, oh, I get it. This kid literally had never been to a bar and tried to buy somebody a drink and then gotten like embarrassed. He never had that experience. So he didn't even have any frame of reference for what we were talking about. He was just like, what? What do you mean? I have no idea. So then I realized, okay, there's a huge gap and we got to fill in those gaps right now. Okay, we got to make sense of it all.